Hello and welcome, beautiful stars. Today's check-in with Spirit. So we have 4 piles for you today to choose from. I will show you the options in a second here, but do keep in mind that these are representative cards. We shuffle them and then we will reshuffle them back into the deck, so you may or may not see these cards in your readings. Alright, let's start with pile number 1 here. I'll show you the back and then the artwork associated with each card. So this is your oracle. This is its artwork. This is your tarot. And this is its artwork. Your Lenormand. And the artwork. Alright, and for pile number 2, we have this as your oracle. And here's the artwork. And we have 2 tarots for you, pile number 2, but no Lenormand. Okay, the back of this one. And the artwork. The back of this one. And its artwork. Okay, so yeah, curious to see what Spirit's gonna have to say for pile 2. Pile 3, we have your oracle here. And its artwork. Your tarot. And its artwork. And your Lenormand. And its artwork. Alright, and pile 4. Your oracle. And the artwork. Your tarot. And the artwork. And your Lenormand. And its artwork. Alright, lovely stars, so take a moment to tune into your intuition. Take a nice deep breath. See what calls to you. That's usually the first feeling or pull that you get to each individual card back or group or piles. If you start to think about it, then it may set you in certain directions. You might have more than 1 piles as well, and in each reading we'll use the oracles to kind of gauge the energy, so you can go with the oracle reading before we dive into the tarot and the Lenormands, and if you can gauge whether that energy pertains to you. If it doesn't, then perhaps choosing another pile or going with the first instinct if you thought there was another pile for you. Alright, so the timestamps for the readings will be down in the description below, and I will see you in your readings. Hello, Pile 1s, welcome to your reading. Alright, so a quick brief mention of your Lenormand. Spirit gave me the form right away. It was the carrot. With the green part, the leaves hanging off of the carrot. So we'll find out what that is in a second. We have not touched your tarot. I think Spirit wants us to look at that later. So let's dive straight into your oracle here. So we have Hunt with the falcon here. Oh, okay. Sagittarius. Eagle eye precision, locking onto something. Okay, let's see what that's about. We have reciprocity with seek balance in give and take, all must benefit. Okay. So kind of bridging two worlds here, more like two parties, two system, and there's a middle way in between somewhere that can be smooth flowing. Okay, let's see this card here. We have new direction with the winds of change blow chart your course. You see that, lovely stars. We have two eagles or hawkeye here, or birds of similar nature. I think is falcon. Basically, those birds, predatory birds that have very high view or vantage point. Rides coming out. Let's see here. And over here, it's difficult to see this. Yakmuth. Yes, it looks like Yakmuth is the location. Congregational Church, Oakfield. Okay, so some of those are getting pointed out for me. Royal Victoria Pier too. Okay, so some place, some map, some destination. Ride. What is this ride primarily standing out, Spirit? I see chariot, horses running. So literally travel somewhere, perhaps. Yeah. Okay, some sort of direction here. Let's look at the rest of your oracles here. Okay, we have the bee with balance. Even this is the new direction. I see these honeycombs kind of like when you have those beam of lights, say like on an airplane or something, right? And a situation comes up, perhaps there's turbulence or something, and then the light comes on and points you in the safety or direction of, to give you safety of knowing where to go, because perhaps the airplane cabin is dark. So that is coming through very specifically. It's like bee spirit. It's guiding you in time of turbulence into a very directed course. And we see that for you here very specifically. All of these so far, it's about a very directed course. Okay, let's see what your last oracle here. And it's now, okay, so the peacock with now and timing. And I see all eyes are like on you. What is this about, Spirit? Perhaps this for hard work. What is, let's see. Timing, yes. If, okay, I feel a sense of urgency in some of you. Perhaps you've been looking for timing, and in regards to timing, what is in regards to timing now, Spirit? It's very imminent. That's the word I'm getting. It's very imminent. It's on the horizon. It's coming very soon, and it's coming very quickly, because we have ride here, and I got the image of the chariot in the tarot coming through. Yes, so whatever direction you're looking for or shifting, or a goal, a purpose, there's very precise vision in terms of what you want to go towards, or whatever you've been looking for, pile number one. Yeah, so you're heading there very swiftly, very adamantly. Yes. Better word for that. Very passionately, perhaps. There is a bit of... So there is guidance in regards to whatever directionality you have here. Yes, with timing and everything, heading in this goal, this direction, whatever you're looking to go forth, there is a call for a bridging of something, of two worlds, perhaps. Perhaps you have a goal that, what is this in regards to spirit? Bridging two perspective, two worlds, two dynamics. It's a word of advice not to, it's to have totality and completion without leaving something out. Yes, you are headed on this direction with such great speed and great velocity, and quite strong, very strong directionality. Your aim and your focus is quite precise, is quite clear, but Spirit is also advising you here not to leave some aspects out as you're going towards this, whatever it is, with such clear precision. As we see with the turbulence here, you're going to be perhaps when turbulent situation or shifts or changes come into the situation, even though you're quite clear and quite direct, there's a bit of advice to, if turbulence does arise, Spirit is guiding you in a very specific direction. So do take note of that. Do take heed of the warnings or the signs or the synchronicities. When it drops into your field of awareness, it's like, oh, perhaps this situation, even though I'm going like making a beeline, that's coming through. When you make a beeline for something, you go directly towards it. It's like, okay, I'm making a beeline for this goal, but oh wait, something, another factor comes into play, another variability comes into play, and it'll be good to temper the situation with getting strong temperance cards here, right, to kind of balance and assess the situation so you don't leave anything out. So you will approach your goal not only with velocity and conviction, but also with ease and smoothness to it. Yes. Okay, so let's actually look at your Lenormand first. No, actually, no, we are not. We're going straight into the tarot. So what is this in regards to Spirit? Yeah, Spirit wants me to pull the tarot first. So what is this directionality, this course that pile number 1 is taking in regards to, yeah, what is your some advice for pile 1 in terms of taking this course and directionality, Spirit? Okay, so we got this one, see another, and we want 2 more here. Okay. No, not that one. Okay, let's give it a bit of an, here we go. Thank you, Spirit. And let's see, yes. All right, let's reorganize these real quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's see what Spirit's advice in regards to this directionality for it is, and then we'll look at your carrots here, part 1. So we have the 10 of Cups. Everything is lined up and in place. Very fulfilling. I hear voyage. I see a ship here. So yes, perhaps some of you are going by ship, cruise somewhere. Is that right, Spirit? No. Ship, yes. Cruise, no. And we did see the ship in your Lenormand in your selection process. I wonder if it will show up here. I do not know, but yeah. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles. Oh, did this also show up during your selection process? Pile 1. Okay, let's see. New home. Okay. New home. Okay, we have Six of Swords. Very strong energy of moving. Let's see. Nine of Wands. And we have Queen of Wands. Yes. Oh, okay. Just got the shivers. Thank you, Spirit. So yes, for some of you, this directionality, this goal, this career or jobs change that is also coming in, or a change, a shift in a situation. Yes, there are some big major changes going on, and it's shifting you on a new direction, a new path, a new way. For some of you, it's yes, it's now, but I feel like, yeah, I'm getting a strong feeling of some of you have already or are already in this process. For some other of you, it's like you're kind of in the midst of your process, but you're planning to shift and move into a different energy, location, place, job, career. Yes. So two dynamics here, two energies coming through. Some of you are already in the midst of that process, and some of you are kind of like more towards the beginning-ish initiation of that process. But there's a very clear directionality here. And it's mystically guided is what I'm seeing. But in regards to, for those of you moving and shifting homes, I see a strong, yes, also going overseas, moving, moving, traveling, going overseas, relocating, going to another home, moving houses, homes, things like that. But it's going to be quite fulfilling for you emotionally. There's a lot of contentment in regards to this move. It's like you're starting anew, you're starting somewhere very shiny, brilliant. It's like a new brilliant home I see, or like a very comforting, perhaps family life, if some of you are expecting that. But definitely rooting, taking up your anchor and then shifting somewhere else to brighter horizons is what we're getting. Yes, so moving and shifting towards a newer environment, a newer place. And part of the reason why some of you are moving is to kind of move away from a phase, an energy, or an abode or a life that you how to best describe this, that you're moving and shifting from an energy that perhaps tired you, scarred you in some way, or just kind of drained your energy, but it was not it just wasn't a beneficial situation for you. That's why you're so eager and decisive is the word that's coming through in terms of making this move or this shift or this change in career or job. So take the situation as it applies. The primary energy we have is the shifting of energy from something old into something new, speedy timing now. And that will apply differently for everybody. Moving houses, moving jobs, careers. Each situation will apply differently. But what we know you're moving away from is a situation perhaps that was tiring you out or not satisfactory for you, or not producing the best interests for you, the circumstances that you were in. But the new shift and the new move is going to be quite bright, brilliant, relieving, prosperous for generations to come. Yeah, especially for those planning to form a family in the new house or or place where you're moving to. All right, let's finally look into your Lenormand. So as we mentioned earlier, we have a carrot for you. So this is the body of the carrot. And then we have the green leafy part here. Okay, so we have the letter. Yeah, see, it's like you're getting a message. The deed to your house. Your new house. Okay, and we have, okay. We have the birds upside down, interestingly, because this deck is usually not upside down. So we will keep this as is. We'll look at the image upright first. So we have birds. We see these birds hanging in a wall here that's broken down. A foundation or a structure that needed to be needed to break down. It was news. Yes, it was news that was brought to you. Oh, okay, this goes two ways. We'll look at that in a second. I will explain that, convey the message in a second. So we have coffin, precisely. Yeah, the message is straightforward, this one. There's no need. Okay, and we have the moon here. Okay. I'm getting comfort here and watching like a shepherd over your flock. So definitely your family. And then we have pathways. Definitely. Talk about directionality. So many paths and directionality in your reading. So many confirmation thereof. I'm getting pointed out to Capricorn. Maybe a little bit of Libra too, but yeah, anyways, those two astrological signs are coming through. So that may be significant for some of you. 22 is also coming through. Perhaps that is part of your new address. But yes. Okay. So let's have a look at this here. Yes, so we said we were going to explain and convey this message right here. Two different messages coming here for this this combination Lenormand. One is breaking down, like there was some news or something of some communication in regards to something in the current structure dynamic that you were at that wasn't working, and then somebody or somebodies or somebody you know, perhaps the co-workers, like, hey, there's another job offering, or somebody telling you about, hey, I heard this house came on the market, I know you were looking for a house, but news came to you and it was time to shift, it was time to move. Yeah, interestingly, we usually don't read Lenormand reversals either. So I'm just going to read into the energy here, but I just wanted to keep it that way, just to know. Oh, I see. Thank you, Spirit. The situation was flipped upside down. Thank you. Okay. It's like, why are these in reverse? Okay. Your situation was flipped upside down, or your world was flipped upside down with news that was coming through, and you're like quick to jump on the opportunity. You're like, okay, I need to end the current situation now. We need to put an end to it. We need to finalize the documents, the deed, the sale, whatever. And now we're moving to new horizons. Yes, so we're moving to new horizons, and it's like it's going to be comforting and fulfilling. Yeah, that's the main thing I'm getting for this feeling here with the moon. Not usually what the moon indicates, but that's what I'm getting here. Like a shepherd watching over his flock. It's like a parent watching over their new family, their new home, establishing their new home. But there perhaps is a bit of uncertainty here as well, because there might be more than one options available to you. We're talking about so many paths here, right? And part of the uncertainty perhaps, yes, is having that many options, but also being ready and malleable or adjustable or flexible with whatever turbulence arises. Yeah, so we're crossing here to better waters, so to speak. Across water, there's so many synchronicities of you going overseas, over water, somewhere new here. But it'll give you more opportunities. Actually, I feel, yeah, quite, it's not usually it's the very essence of the message of this card here in Lenormand. It just gives you the availability of various pathways. It doesn't mean that there's confusion around it or like there's whatever. It's like, no, you just have multiple options, and that's very it's nice to have options, yes, but yeah, in choosing a choice, which options to go with, just note the temperance aspect of it, weigh out the pros and cons. Don't be exclusive towards one path, basically. Explore your options, that's what I'm getting. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Yes, so exploring your options and then preparing for being versatile with changes that might come into your circumstance. All right, but that's wonderful to hear, lovely stars. You have a lot of options available to you, heading into new phase, direction. Can we get a final word of advice, Spirit? That's what they want to point me out to. So yes, can we get a final word of advice for Pile1, please? Let's put a finishing touch or message on Pile1's reading today, Spirit. For some reason, I feel like we need a little bit more guidance. No, not this one. Okay. Thank you. And yeah, thank you. Okay. So we have the devil. Thank you. And we have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit. Very clear message here, lovely stars. Yes, temperance, preparing for turbulence, right? This is a strong message and advice. Do not be tempted to just jump into whatever options you see first. Your vision is very clear, extremely clear. You know what you want. You know how it looks, and you know how it wants to be. So stick with that and be very clear about it. Be very, I would say, practical and cerebral about it. It's like, as we mentioned earlier, right? Weigh out your pros and cons. Weigh your situation. Make sure all the documents are like signed, dotted, like the T's and the I's. Everything is in its place. use your logic, your reasoning, your practicality to ensure the very clear, very precise vision you have of exactly what you want, and do not settle for less, is what I'm hearing. Do not settle for things that I was like, oh, maybe that will work. Okay, it's like, no, you know exactly what you want, precisely what you want. Don't be tempted to settle for like something less than what your vision is. Yes. So with that turbulence, when turbulence comes about, when temptation, when other aspects of variability comes into play, make sure you listen to spirit and go directly towards the path that is guided for you, that aligns precisely with your vision. Just like those lights on the airplane, it's like it leads you directly to the path that you want to go to. And the other part is, yes, definitely a home, a house, a deal, a deed to sign, documents to sign in regards to the deed, a home. Do not feel like you need to be locked into certain deals. It's like, oh, if I don't, perhaps the realtor, like in the other country that you're moving to, is like, oh, well, you know, like if you don't want it, then it's going to be gone. It's going to be back in the market in 2 days. Do not fall into the temptation and the trickery of that aspect. It's just people being salespeople. That's what they do. It's like, oh, the market's really cheap right now. You need to seal this deal now. Do not feel obligated or contracted to be locked into a certain situation, be locked into a certain circumstance, to be locked into a certain deal right away. It's, yeah, take your time, do your homework, weigh out the pros and cons options. Like, well, you know, if that deal is not for me, then it's not for me. It's like, you can't trick me into signing this document for a place I'm going to be at for a very long time and to build a family with. Yes, so that was your final message, Pile1. I hope you found that reading helpful or insightful for you. If you did, please give it a like for this reading, so the message may be shared with other people. Subscribe if you have not already for more messages. I wish you a lovely, wonderful, magical day. Take care of yourself, shine bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, Pile1. Hello, Pile2. Welcome to your reading. Alright, so let's look at your oracle straight away. We also have your tarot shuffle already. So we have 2 cards here that came as one. So your first oracle is Marishitan. Okay. Coming out of darkness into light, balancing those 2 aspects with clear conviction and dedication. Okay. And then we have Kongo Sata. Okay, the brilliant radiance and light of the sun and heartful devotion and resolution towards a goal, a path, and forming the courage to get there too, or invoking the courage to get there. Beautiful. Okay, let me shift these aside a little bit so you can see them. Okay, and then next we have Thomas. I feel like you're sinking into comfort, and not noticing, not acknowledging the things that need to be addressed or taken care of. Okay, we have Tapas. Okay, not to be distracted. to stay firm. Well, not to be firm, to be dedicated, yes. To whatever you want to flourish or whatever you want to grow or whatever path you want to embark on. And then we have Tundra. Okay, I see. All right, so let's look at the overall energy here, lovely stars. So we're talking about dedication and devotion towards something, perhaps a spiritual path or a spiritual practice. Yes, it's what we're aiming towards, what you have a goal going on, something you have in mind, something perhaps you've already started. But along the way, the very challenge of a spiritual path, sometimes it is the path itself, right? Or the journey or the path is or they say that the path is the journey. It's not the final destination, but part of that journey is what comes along the path to challenge you. And what we see here is along your path, whatever it may be, for all of you, that's on an individual by individual basis, but along that path there's light and then there's darkness. What we envision, what we want to go for, what we want to go forth is something that will bring us bliss and happiness, enlightenment, you name it, the goal that we're trying to reach and go forth. But part along that way, that path, it can be so easy to fall into the daily comforts that we might not necessarily stray from our path, but deviate and meander. And yes, meander is a good word for it, to kind of segue from our path via our distractions. It's like, for example, let's say you have a clear business goal in mind. You're like, I want to achieve this in 49 days, and I'm going to start setting up my business, so on and so forth, etc., etc. I'm going to be very precise, organized, and methodical about it. So you set out with a plan or a goal, very clear, but then along the way, you get easily distracted. You're like, oh, okay, but maybe I've been working so hard for the past 2 days. I'm going to go for a night on the town. And you indulge in the pleasures thereof, food, drink, sex, outings, you name it. So, and while it's okay, and it's perfectly good and okay to enjoy the pleasures of life, just make sure that you are strong in your dedication and your conviction and devotion towards the path you've chosen. It's like, oh, that you planned that business goal for 49 days. But it's like, perhaps it's like day 37 and you haven't done all that much work. And that the advice is to backtrack. So like on each week, or, you meet a certain deadline, and you meet a certain checkpoint, you meet a certain goal. So there's a fine balance there. Tantra is all about balancing. It actually means weaving. So weaving the balance between feminine energy, which is receptive kind of pleasure, in this case, pleasure-seeking energy, and masculine action-oriented energy. Marshton here is about the kind of like the aura of the sun energy, or think of it as like a sunspot even. Not the best example, but let me try to think of another thing. So it usually means kind of like the haze surrounding the sun, or the what's a good term for it? the brilliance of the sun, but it's a rare phenomenon. Yes. So when it comes into light, when the sun exudes this haze, this period of time, it's here's a good one. So like in the morning, when the sun rises on the horizon, that peak time only lasts for a certain amount of time, right? It's like it's either like the sun's going to rise at its full peak at noon and it hasn't risen yet, but when it does rise, there's like this is very hard to describe. It's like an essence to it in that morning dawn feel, that kind of spark and inspiration in you. It's a different kind of feeling. That's why it's difficult to describe. It's not the energy when the sun is set, and not the energy when the sun is at full peak, but there's like a sliver of very pristine sun energy in that dawn moment, and it's encouraged to take that opportunity to be like, oh, this is the dawn, the time of dawn. Like, this is when I feel most inspired. This is just an example, but then it's to go for it, to seek it, and and on this side we have here acknowledging the parts that tempt you, the part that are hidden, the part that are in the shadows, to bring forth and explore that, because perhaps that's what's holding you back, or perhaps that's what's distracting you, or perhaps that's what's tempting you to be in this kind of lethargic energy, as opposed to being in the action-oriented, devoted kind of energy towards your path, towards the towards your goal. And it's perfect how this card falls right in the middle here, a balance and a weaving of that energy, both of the action-oriented masculine energy and the more receptive, just kind of like chilling about and waiting energy. This is unity of the two energy here, acknowledging those shadows, knowing that you do and can enjoy the pleasures of life without falling too deep into it, falling too deep into temptation, into distractions, into those kind of aspects, while at the same time balancing that energy with being action-oriented, goal-oriented, dedicated to your goal, things that are flourishing, and also, yes. So that's the primary energy we have going on here. Whatever you're committed to, whether it's relationship, whether it's a goal, yes, there's an importance of being steady and having kind of checkpoints for yourself and being dedicated to your goal, while at the meantime still being able to enjoy life as it is and your distractions, but not falling too deep into them that you become lethargic and lazy and just kind of letting your goals and your dreams go altogether. It's like, oh, I can do that maybe in a year. So that's an encouragement to balance those two energy and to be a bit more dedicated to what you set out to do or what you want to accomplish. Okay, let's dive into this tarot next. Yes. So we have here the Seven of Cups. And we have the Three of Cups. And we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. there's a decision to be made here. Okay. And the last card is the Four of Cups. Yes. Okay, and we're going to review your other tarot as well before we dive right into the message here. It's already quite clear as it is. But let's see what Spirit has to say underneath these energies. So we have the Wheel with the cycle of regeneration, or the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles with interconnected. Might need clarification on this one. We have the Four of Pentacles with the smoothest route. I love how this is an indication of the explanation as well as the energy of it. Okay. And then we have the Page of Pentacles with boundless curiosity. Thank you. All right. So what we have here, lovely stars, lovely pile number 2, is that, yes, perhaps part of this distraction is being tempted by too many options, right? It's like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. It's like there's a bit of advice to be clear and clarify what you really want to accomplish, and having firm goals. Ooh, okay. Firm goals to towards that goal. Firm steps to getting towards that goal as well. I don't know if you heard the thunder right now, but yeah. And also, again, yeah, so that's coming through. A firm message there in terms of, yes, being very precise, being very organized in terms of how you want to accomplish your goal. And yes, it's easy. Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, it's good to celebrate, to go out, to hang out with people, your friends, but not to get too carried away with it. There's a strong, firm message with that, because it's a matter of shifting that energy into creating what you really want, so you don't, for lack of a better word, slack off in whatever you want to accomplish. Because whatever you want to accomplish is very beautiful, it's very fulfilling, or it's going to be very fulfilling, but it takes the necessary action to get there. And I forgot the name of this knot here. Stygian? No. Anywho, this story, it's like when you let yourself go into a multitude of things, it's like your mind takes you here and there, and it's, oh, what about this? What about that? And then you just going into this labyrinth, this huge labyrinth of confusion, because there's no clarity there. And the message here with the Ace of Swords is to cut it with precise clarity, just to cut the sword altogether, instead of being all knotted in your mind or your indecision, or your distractions. Yes, to be firm and clear and precise about it. This story here as well. And perhaps you are in a period right now in your life where you're just kind of taking it easy, while trying to get things going, trying to get momentum built, trying to get the ball rolling, so to speak, and perhaps being distracted by relationships as well. Perhaps there's somebody or some buddies or people in your life that that energy may be kind of hoeing or weighing you down. It's being distracted with whatever they are pulling you towards. It's like Like you want to get your goal done, but they're like, oh, like your friends or your lover or your something, like, let's go out, let's just do this instead, let's just spend all day watching Netflix. Nothing wrong with that. I enjoy a good binge from time to time, but yeah, when you overdo it and you are too much in that energy, then that's when it starts to take away from what you want to accomplish. And the Page of Pentacles with boundless curiosity, you have a very inquisitive mind, and you have a very firm, strong foundation and a set of skills to build what you want. The beaver here, yeah, it's very diligent when it builds a dam. It just keeps on going until it's finished, and it does its job very well. Just like you have these capabilities that can accomplish great things, as long as you dedicate yourself to it. Yes. Like we said, do certainly enjoy life and its comforts. Just make sure that energy is balanced, so you do stay on track. Yes. And so you can flow easier with the path that you are on. Let's see, interconnected. I think, yes, we want to clarify this one card. Let me just ask Spirit real quick. What's the energy of this here, Spirit? The King of Pentacles with interconnected. What is this energy here, and why are we getting this card? I hear connections greater than yourself. Something about reaching out to others, a greater connection, perhaps connections you don't know yet or have not seen. That is still a bit ambiguous, so let's try to see if we can get some clarity of that. Spirit, can we please know a bit more about this King of Pawn, interconnected connections? What is that in regards to, Spirit? Okay, well, this one popped out. We'll leave that here. Let's draw 2 more cards. 2 to 4 more cards. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay. What is that interconnection all about, Spirit? Yes. No, not this one. And we will take, I see you. This one, and let's see. Oh no, I think I lost it. No, okay. Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, so let's see. We have the 5 of Clouds with blanketed, 5 of Cups. Cups or Clouds, okay. We have the 10 of Wands with Let Go. We have Judgment with the Deep Unknown. I see what's going on here. Okay, and we have the King of Wands with Brave Any Death. I see. Thank you, Spirit. And we have the High Priestess with the Gift. I see. All right, thank you, Spirit. Lovely stars, pile number 2. In regards to this energy, yeah, in a current connection, perhaps for those of you who are in a relationship or are connected with people, this could be platonic as well, or familial too, is coming through. But getting strong vibes for those who are in relationships. So take the energy as it resonates, but I'll speak to it in regards to those who are in relationships, but keep in mind, you can also apply this to those who are not in relationships and are just connected to certain people that are perhaps weighing you down is not the best word for it, although that could be a case. This is more in the depths of your emotion, is what we're talking about. There's something about being in the depths of your emotion and your situation that makes it difficult or challenging. That's why we're talking about distractions and shadows aspect, things that are hidden and not seen, right? I feel you needing to come up for a breath of air. So whatever situation you're in, whatever is weighing you down, whatever you're deeply emotionally kind of submerged in, that's a good word for it. Whatever you're deeply emotionally submerged in, it's time to call for a bit of help and to come out for a breath of fresh air. It's what we're talking about. It's hard when we are so deep in an emotional intensity that sometimes we need a helping hand to kind of pull us out of our situation. It's almost like being, this is a bit of extreme example, but it's kind of like being quicksand, right? And that quicksand perhaps is your emotions. It's like the more you struggle, the more you try to manage it, the more deeper you sink. So sometimes you need an extra hand to get out of that when you are really in the depths of your emotion and it's hard to let things go. You want to come out with the fresh air. You want to achieve and accomplish your goals, but it's not so easy when you are in the depths and intensity of your emotions. So seek help and advice from other people. On a practical nature, those who perhaps have dealt with these situations before, or somebody you can rely on, somebody dependable, somebody trustworthy, dependable that you can reach out to, like a mentor perhaps, but someone you know and trust quite well. The other source you can go to is asking spirit, asking your guides, asking your angels, whatever you seek for, going out in nature, but asking for guidance from even this reading, right? It's like part of the advice coming through here is helping you with that aspect to get you out of that depth and that intensity. But if you ever need to, go straight to your higher self, go straight to your guides, your guardians, and ask them for help. Okay, did I say something, Spirit? No, but what are you trying to know, Spirit? There's something they want me to know real quick here. Okay. Give me just a second, stars here. I'm having a bit of a communication with Spirit. What are you trying to convey, Spirit? Okay. No, I think we're going to leave your message there. All right. Pile number 2, lovely stars. So if you are in the depths, don't hesitate to reach out. And do acknowledge the parts that do need working on so you can continue and further progress along your path. You have quite the ingenuity and the dedication and the energy and the drive to do it. Yes. All right, pile number 2, that was your message. If you found it helpful, insightful, or like it, please give that like button a tap. Subscribe if you haven't already for more messages. I hope you have a wonderful, absolutely magical day. Take care of yourself, shine bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, stars. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. All right, so let me mention one thing real quick in regards to Lenormand. No idea what any of your cards hold, but very specific scenario, I guess we say more for Lenormand. We have a branch sticking out with an apple, and then a worm sticking out of the apple. And then we have an extra card that was kind of like a flash of light, perhaps for the ending situation in regards to this. Don't know what any of that means, but yes, branch, apple, worm, and a final card. So we will get to Lenormand in a little bit, but let's look at the overall energy to see if this is your pile here. Okay, so we have clematis. Sloughing off of something or brushing off something. Yes. Okay. We have freedom of choice. Your choices are yours to make. Don't allow others to make your choices for you. Okay. Overbearing energy right there. Okay, let's see what we have here. Heavy heart with take time to nurture your emotional wounds. Okay. And we have you are worthy. It is time to stop feeling unworthy, unloved, and undeserving. 36 is standing out here. Okay, we see a little bit of achiness going on. Something is of bother, of a situation. If some of you are experiencing back issues, then this is definitely a confirmation for you. But that's what I'm getting strongly here. So yes, if you are experiencing pain on a physical level and it's in regards to your back, then yeah, do take that message. And let's see what your other final oracles here are. We have compassion with marshmallow. Okay, more so compassion for the self. We have acceptance with Valerian. Okay. Okay, so what is this energy in regards to spirit? We see the choice of whether brushing something off, letting go of a situation situation. We're also talking about people here as well. Letting go of situations of people that are and feelings is coming through as well. So yes, a couple of things coming through here. Feelings, people, situation, something that has kind of weighed you down in the past before. For some of you, it's currently weighing you down. But there's an advice to kind of smoothly climb over that, as if like to brush it off your shoulders is the expression I'm getting. Brush it off. So just brush it off. It's it's like, I think it's the Taylor Swift song. I don't know if that's coming through. It's like just brush it off. Yeah, so there's something in regards to that here. First of all, it's about having compassion for yourself and kind of acknowledging and accepting that this situation was difficult for you. Perhaps like there was some difficulties or challenges along the way in dealing with these past people, this past relationship, this past situation, whatever it is. But you have the freedom to move on from this kind of oppressive energy, something that was weighing you down. It's almost like a wound that has formed into a scab, and we have the choice whether to continually pick at the scab, right? Or we can just let it heal And then eventually, once it's healed, then you can peel the scab off very easily. But if you peel the scab or you keep on scratching it when it's still forming, then it just reopens the wound. And the choice is yours, but there's an encouragement to tread very lightly over this. Clematis is the plant that it's a vine climbing plant, and it climbs. And don't hesitate. Also, this is another message coming through. Don't hesitate to seek help in this process. If you're particularly healing or releasing, you can seek the encouragement and the support of your friends around you to kind of get over the situation, the situation in regards to, say, a relationship you just broken off recently, or you don't want to be in, because it's about acknowledging your self-worth, tapping into your self-confidence, tapping into your self-love and compassion for yourself to kind of easily just navigate and smooth over this. It's like, here's the rockiness hill that you have to go across, but be more so like clematis is the advice, to just kind of extend your vines or your branches out, not branches but vines, and then seek help from your support network and just smoothly, easily climb over this rock burden or this obstacle, yes, or whatever is weighing you down. Yes, because I think you probably shed enough tears already or been through enough mental turmoil or hardships that you're most likely ready to move on from the situation, whatever you've got going on. Yes. And for some of you, this energy is not resonating, so go back to the intro and see which piles really did call out to you in the beginning, if that is the case, because that's the primary energy we're talking about here. But yes, so that is the main advice here as well. And let's move on to your Lenormand next. Let's see here. So we have, this is the branch I see a tree and I see a branch sticking out. I see an apple hanging off of it, and then a worm sticking out the apple. So let's look at the branch first here. So we have woman. Okay. And then we have fox. And let's next look at the apple. We have lily. And we have the sun. And next we have the worm sticking out the apple. We have the heart. Very, very clear message here, lovely stars. Whoever you were involved with, whether it was literally a woman or somebody who embodies a lot of feminine energy, or seem, here we go, on the surface, they seem more so passive, shy, perhaps, or and this, like we said, it embodies that energy, right? That kind of on the surface seeming kind of receptive energy. So it doesn't matter what gender they are or whatever they identify as. It could be male, female, non-binary, whatever. It's just this person with this energy on the surface. They seem so coy, so timid, so peaceful perhaps, or so friendly, but it turns out underneath they're a bit more oppressive than they actually let on, or their energy yeah, it's the surface energy is deceptive. It's like they seem so nice, friendly, and inviting, but underneath that, they were more perhaps tricky, manipulative. Um, yeah, that kind of energy. And whatever they did, or whatever ways, deceptions or lies or manipulations that was going on, or you didn't see at the time when you were with them, something, yeah, was well hidden. It wasn't. It's like their true nature was not exposed because they were so easily changing shapes and shifting their personality all the time that you weren't able to see clearly their true nature. But something happened, or some sort of information or whatever came to pass where the truth was revealed and exposed, and you saw them for who they truly are, or the things that they do, or the way that they operate, or the way they function. And it kind of broke your heart in a way. It was like it poisoned your heart, because it saddened your heart. It was a heavy burden on your heart, to see how this seemingly wonderful person on the surface actually turned out to be something quite opposite, or more so, they just didn't really reveal their true self to you, or there were aspects of them that you thought were genuine, and it turned out in the opposite direction. So their heart, the heart of the nature, the essence and the heart of what was going on, whatever they were doing, how they are, was revealed to you. Yes. Also, you went out on a limb almost for like this person. Yes, because we talked about seeing that apple like out on the branch there. You went out on the limb, in this relationship. It's like, okay, I'll give this person a chance, even though like maybe your instincts were saying otherwise. But eventually you reach the apple, or the truth, or the knowledge of what they were. And then you found out that, yeah, in a way it kind of disappointed you. And yeah, let's look at this flash of light in regards to this situation here. We'll look at it now, but I feel like this is more an encompassing energy after we look at your tarot card, actually. But we'll reveal this now, we'll leave it over here. We have the garden. Okay, yeah, with your support network and group, you can get back into glorious is the word that's coming out to it, into a glorious energy or phase that you were formerly in, to spend time with the right community, with the right people. Yes. Okay, let's look into your tarot here. Perhaps we'll get, yeah, this is more like the advice or the outcome towards your situation, so which is looking very positive. As we mentioned, as you shift over this obstacle of this situation, and being compassionate and accepting of what's going on, and healing your hearts and healing yourself, and removing yourself from this oppressive person, people, or energy situation into the right group of people that will be supportive towards you, and will have, I sense, very joyful energy here. People that you will get along with greatly, that will appreciate you and will not be deceptive towards you. Okay, let's look at the tarot here. We have Two of Wands. Okay. We have Knight of Wands. Lovely. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness. We have 3 knights here, lovely stars. And then we have the star. Okay. Wow, 3 messengers coming out. Okay, let's look at the significance of these 3 messengers here. We have the Knight of Wands, carrying you away from danger. The Knight of Cups. Okay. Simple pleasures and invitations. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, clarity and away from obstacles. Okay, we also see the ship here. Okay, so in regards to the person or the situation or the people, the circumstance you were in, pile number 3, you held on to this situation or person or persons as if they were the entirety of your world. It's like when and we know there's no judgment casting here, right? We are saying this objectively, so we know what's going on. There are those who, when they get into their relationship, it becomes a bubble. It automatically becomes a bubble. Like the person that they spend time with or they're in a relationship with is their entire world. They do everything with them. They check in with them all the time. They spend all their time with them. They let go of all their friends, their hobbies, and they just, like, literally the person they're with is their entire world. And they miss out on all the wonders and the wonderful things around them. They no longer do the activities they love. They just do what their partner wants, or they just spend time with their partner without doing their hobbies, activities, or hanging out with their friends, or doing their usual things that they love. So that was the energy going on here when you were in this relationship or in this circumstance. That was your world, like, and kind of excluding everything else around you. Yeah, you may do a little things here or there, but the entirety of that world was primarily focused on that person or situation or aspect. And we have 3 knight energy coming through here. Yes, knights are usually messengers, but their energy is speedy, and this usually to, when you think of like a knight coming to rescue somebody, right? It's like, that's the energy we're getting here with these knights. It's to help rescue you from a situation, to help shift you from a situation, shift you from a certain energy. We see shifting you away from the dangers of this situation. When we say danger, more so the mental trapping of the situation is the danger we're talking about. We're not talking about, unless that is the case, but we're not talking about physical imminent danger to your survival. Although that could certainly be the case if it does apply, do take the message. But it's more so the danger of the entrapment that you have here in your own bubble and mind, and being weighed down. Also the obstacles of your mind. So basically we have the energy of moving away from this and more inviting energy coming in the future here. This speaks to 2 messages. One is new inviting energy coming in, but this also speaks a little bit to how the person or the world or the situation you were in were as well. They seem very, we talked about that deceptive feminine energy earlier, right? What we call, in this case, toxic feminine energy, using manipulation and deception to lure you in, to get you to agree or acquiesce or follow a certain way or pattern that you normally would not. That is how feminine energy, divine feminine energy, when it becomes twisted. But we see all these messengers, these wonderful knights, your friends, your support group, future lovers, acquaintances, dates, things like that, shifting you out, bringing you into more period of peace. The main thing I'm getting with this card here is a lot of serenity and peace. When you come to be like clematis here and kind of grow and branch out from the situation. And we have celebration with other people, other support, support group and network. As soon as you are able to know and to acknowledge your own self-worth and to be loving and compassionate towards yourself, to accept that the situation has happened and arise for a reason, is to teach and help you learn from this situation, and then to shift and move away into something greater heights, or into a more serene period and peaceful state of being, state of mind. Yes. Okay, and I want to draw some final cards for you. We have the Tarot at the end of the rainbow here. So let's look at the magic that's waiting for you in the future here. So for pile number 3, please, Spirit, what is waiting at the end of their rainbow? What is waiting on the horizon for them? What blessings, what positive, wonderful, beneficial things that are waiting for them? We know it's a bit of connection related as already, but in a period of peace. But can we get a final word of advice for pile number 3? Okay, yes, we can. There's that one. And let's get a couple more. Okay, and yeah, we want to take this one as well. Okay. Actually, I want to draw 2 more for you, pile 3. Thank you, Spirit. Perfect. Okay, so let's see. We'll put these here, and I'll bring them up to the camera in a second so you can see them. But let's review these other ones. Oh, and I just noticed we have 5. Just as we have 5 here, perhaps they will clarify each energy too. So let's see. We have the Queen of Cups and the Empress here. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Do you see, lovely stars? That is your last night. This is the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So we have all 4 knights coming, dashing on their steed, to coming to your aid, your rescue, to guide you out of the situation. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. Let me look at the energy here real quick. Okay, thank you. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Reevaluate and reformulate is what I'm getting. Reformulate, interesting. The Ace of Wands, yes. Okay, a new period to inspire your life. I see this is almost like it's a knob, like a doorknob, and when it twists, or like a mechanism, like a new wonderful, like a treasure is revealed or opened. So I see the hand turning the knob here. The energy of this card, yes, is to recognize the serenity within yourself, but we have an orchid, so also the royalty or the grandness of yourself. And the Empress here, interesting. Okay, so this Empress in specific talks to me about how you see yourself. You see yourself in this pallor kind of complexion, where, like we mentioned earlier, there's an encouragement to have compassion and to note these the worthiness of what you are, the capabilities, the strength of what you are, and all you have to do is look within, excuse me, and you will see your reflection. And it's like the light will come through and it will give you the the light and the complexion that you need. All right, let me get a drink of water real quick. Sorry, it's been 3 piles. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so all these knights are coming to your rescue, and there's something to be need to relooked at, and I think it's primarily the perception of how you see yourself or see what you're capable of, and it's the self-work, self-growth, self-continual development that will bring new opportunities, new chances for you in the future, new treasures, new everything. Basically very strong Ace of Wands inspirational energy coming through here, and then you'll see yourself in a more comforting light and a more beautiful version of yourself. It's the final message we have here for you. You can find that in the community with other people, with your support group and your support network, and those who are coming to help you out of your timidity, perhaps your self-esteem that needs to really flourish and be loving and compassionate and to really grow. Yes. Okay. All right, lovely pile number 3. That was your message. So yes, take the time to heal and shift and move away into this period. Find those who will support you, give you that comfort, and then see a better light and version of yourself. All right, lovely stars, that was your message. I hope you have a wonderful, lovely, magical day here. If you enjoy the reading, please give that like button a tap, subscribe if you have not. Please take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, and sending you lots and lots of love. Also sending love for yourself is important, so please acknowledge that that you are quite an amazing individual here. All right, lovely stars, I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. Let's see. So before we get started with your oracles here, wanted to mention that we have a pagoda for your Lenormand. So, 2, 4, 5, 6 is building up this way. And so let's dive straight into your oracle here now that we mentioned that, and we have not touched your tarot yet. Okay, so let's see here. We have gentle moderation. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you are trying to accomplish. Okay. I see excuse me, a group of people looking towards a certain goal or a certain wish they have in mind. Okay, so we'll start with that, and we'll get an overall reading with your energy here with the oracles to see if this is your pile. We have the gift of neutrality. Balance is at work in your life. Yin and yang are opposites in energy but reside side by side to create the gift of neutrality. Yes, something shiny, something that has been planned, but you cannot see it. A wish, a hope, collaborating with either other people or your guides, or like manifesting something along that lines. Okay. We have inner desires, talk about wish. Set some intentions. You're entering a phase of plenty, or may have a sudden windfall. Goals are within your grasp. Yeah, again here with the shininess, not being able to see, still crawling towards your path, towards your goal, towards your wish, towards your ambition. Very clear message here. All right, let's go to this one next. We have summer. Okay, I see. There's a bit of waiting here with waiting to harvest. Could be a little bit longer than expected. but we'll see in a little bit here. We'll tie in the energy, so don't worry yet. Okay, and then we have enlightenment. Yeah, it's not a speedy process. It's a steady process. It just got struck with the walrus here. Yes, how they accumulate fat for the winter. In the summer, they accumulate fat for the winter, either for when if they need to journey or just to prepare for the winter. Okay, and we have miracles coming through for you. Out of the darkness, so out of the void of the universe, the miracle will spring forth and it'll be like a surprise. Yes, you have some awareness of it on the horizon because perhaps you are manifesting it, but you don't see it yet because that's the manifestation has not come forth to fruition. We're talking about another thing here. Okay, let's address one thing. One thing is a wish, a dream, a goal, a desire, a manifestation that you've had going on for a long time, right? Whether it's, you wish for this, you dream for this, you done manifestation work for this. You don't see it coming yet on the horizon, but it's coming on its way. It's a bit distant away. So there's a bit of an encouragement and advice to be kind of neutral and gentle in terms of your path towards this. Instead of being very aggressive or in your approach towards it. So we'll address this first. Because this is how manifestation works. When you plant a seed, especially if you have provided the right conditioning for the soil, the water, the temperature, planting in the right season, and then waiting for the light to hit. So you wait for the seed to sprout, to grow, right? The thing that most people, well, maybe not most people, let's put it this way. The thing about manifestation that kind of perhaps slows it down or impedes or hinders it is when people become too vehement in terms of how they want their manifestation to manifest, to come forth. And we hear this often that once you plant the seed, you can only be patient and wait for the conditions to be right or to help the seed grow, to sprout. But if you go at it really strongly, it's like, oh, I have to make sure the soil is so perfect, and you drown it out in fertilizer, that it may kill the seed, or you overwater it, or you dig up like the soil around, like, oh, has it sprouted yet? Has it sprouted yet? And it disturbs the seed from its natural manifestation process or its growth process, and so it just impedes the manifestation from happening. So I don't feel most of you are impatient in regards to this. Actually, I feel most of you are quite, it's the opposite energy. You quite patient about this. Only maybe a small portion or fraction of you are feeling a bit antsy about it. But the advice for those who are feeling antsy is to be still, to be patient with it. It will come in its due time. Like how the walruses prepares for winter. They know that the winter, they have a goal. They know instinctively that if they prepare in the summer, they will reach their goal, but when winter comes. So there's a gentle neutral approach to go about this to make manifestation come true. So that's the first group. Now let's talk about the second group here. I was getting a very mystical sense feeling for the energy coming through in this pile for some of you. And this is about more of a spiritual growth, manifestation, or process that you're working on and working towards. So there's advice to be steady with yourself, to be gentle with yourself. The approach towards ascension, towards enlightenment, towards self-development in terms of your spirituality, it's one of, well, sometimes it's one of a long journey for people where they have the opportunity to grow and to expand their consciousness. It's a gentle, peaceful process. It's not one that okay, this is coming through. The example of the Buddha, for example, when the Buddha first set out to seek spirituality, he first encounters a group of ascetic, and he learned that the extremes of doing things are not the most beneficial way to achieve or reach your spiritual growth. There is a gentle moderation, especially moderation, the middle path, the middle way that the Buddha mentioned and taught is to be more neutral, to be more balanced with it, rather than going one extreme or the other. Instead of indulging excessively in the pleasures of life, food, sex, drinking, all that stuff, or going to the extreme where you're shunning all of that together. It's like, no, I cannot have any pleasures of life. I shouldn't eat anything. I shouldn't indulge in sex. I shouldn't indulge in joy and merriments, like wanton activities. Those are two extremes that will hinder you more than help you accomplish your path towards enlightenment, towards your spiritual path. There's a middle way where you can enjoy life and still be spiritual and seek spirituality and grow spiritually without taking yourself to the extremes of fully life and fully death. It's a balance and harmony of living life in terms of letting things go, in terms of creating new things. A balance of yin and yang here. Balance is at work in life. Yin and yang are opposites but reside side by side. So it's a matter of yes. So two groups coming through, those manifesting, those looking towards a dream or a goal, steady is the way, and those seeking a spiritual path, the advice is to be calm, steady, neutral on your approach there. And we have not touched your tarot yet, but they want me to jump to Lenormand. So as we talked about before, we have a pagoda for you here. And if you don't know what a pagoda is, it's basically like a tower. Basically like a tower in most, I would say, kind of Asiatic kind of cultures. And yeah, it's usually used to enshrine some sort of sacred spiritual object, or has some sort of that spiritual nature. It doesn't have to be, but like I said, it most often does. So let's look at your pagoda here. So let's lay out the shape of our pagoda. We have here and we have here. Okay. So in order for us to see this, we'll just lay it out this way. So first we start with the letter. Okay. Let's go to this side. Then next we have the ring. Interesting, similar message here. Coincides with the base or the root or the essence of what you're going towards here. Next we have the dog. Two messages coming through here. Then we have the bouquet. Okay. And then we have the fish. Very spiritual pile here, pile number 4. And then we have the star. Okay. Yes. The zenith. The epitome. Okay. So we will address the two groups again because yes, there's two groups coming in for this pile. Let's see. Let's address, we'll just follow the format we had before. We addressed the group that had the manifestation, that had the wish, that had the ambition, that had the goal. We'll address that group first, and then we'll address the spiritual group after. So for those of you wanting to manifest something, wishing for something, wanting to happen, wanting to accomplish something, to have something, yes, it's like you send a wish out to the universe, and you were quite dedicated to it. Quite committed to this process. We talked about the manifestation process earlier. It's like you were very, perhaps you watch a bunch of manifestation videos, or you know how to manifest, or you do a lot of those activities and those rituals, and you are quite committed to it. And and also, you were kind of seeking out help and advice as well towards this manifestation. This manifestation was a couple of things for you: friendship, love, relationship, wealth, and just wanting to have a very flourishing life.